What's up guys, and today we are looking at this Charizard EX deck that I've kind of crafted and been working on. Charizard EX wasn't the most powerful, most prevalent EX that was shown. We kind of thought, this is worse than Charizard EX, the original base set one that gets paired up with Moltres, but we just hadn't cracked the code on how to do it. So what we're doing in this deck is we're playing double of the Charizard line, and this gives us a lot of consistency because once we get Charizard EX stoked and ready to fight, that Steam Artillery is going to be melting all the opponents. We've got things like Giovanni and Red because they give us certain breakpoints against certain Pokemon. Arceus, for example, loses to Giovanni. Charmander can attack and execute. That's about to get set up, and with the Giovanni and knock it out. Charmeleon knocks out Sprigatito without anything. So there's just a lot of little breakpoints that it allows for. We've got Team Rocket Grunts. This helps us slow down anyone that's just setting up in our face, like an Articuno in that 18 trainer deck. If they, depending on their Misty luck, depending on Grunt luck, we can kind of just, even out the playing field. We've got Pokeball and Double Communicator for consistency. I like Pokeball in decks like this a lot because you can combine it with the Communicator to get the card right back. Pokeball is never dead in that sense. If you hold the other Charmander, you shuffle it back, Pokeball it back. We've got Double Research because, of course, no one's ever upset about opening Research. Leaf helps in a lot of corner cases where you might get energy sapped or something gets pulled out and you're not ready for it and you need to commit the energy for the turn. For instance, Charmeleon has 1 energy on it. Your Charizard EX is in the back. You need to commit an energy to Charmeleon to retreat it, but then you don't have your 5th energy for Charizard EX. There's just a lot of corner cases for it. I like Potion over Pokemon Center Lady when we have so many trainer cards because we can combo it with other stuff. Red gives us those breakpoints, and Sabrina is a great way to stall the things that are in front of us as well. So without further ado, I've got 5 games that I played on Ranked yesterday that we're going to talk about and do some commentary on. So thanks for watching. All right, guys, the very first part of this game got cut off, but basically what happens is we went first. We led with Charmander. Then turn 2, we Charmeleon. They have the Darkrai set up, they're pinging us, and they've got Giratina in front with a Rocky Helmet. This deck is incredibly powerful, and part of why I built this deck is because we actually have some teeth. We're going to go ahead and evolve into that Charizard EX. Stoke after this Team Rocket Grunt, see if we can slow him down just a little bit. We do get the double heads. This is what I was talking about in the deck overview. This card is really fun. It's like Misty, but feels way less good and less applicable in many different. They're going to retreat out into this Druddigon to make it where they're going to try to have it where if they have something like with the Darkrai plus Red, they can take us out next turn with the Druddigon combo of 120 from Giratina. Darkrai knocks us out. But we have Sabrina. We can get rid of this Druddigon, and we really have to take out some of their bigger threats before the Druddigon starts building up too much damage. So they send Darkrai in. We're able to Steam Artillery it. And then they have no answers. We are going to wait just a second, let them see who they're going to send in. They send Giratina in. They could potentially use Giant Spell, but if they attack, we will live. They'll knock themselves out, and we also have Red to knock them out anyway. So yeah, that'll be a quick and easy dub. Now we're going to be going up against an interesting little Yanma deck. I'm so sick of seeing these Darkrai sleeves. We're going first, which is exactly what we don't mind. Part of why I built this deck was also it doesn't mind going first or second. We see the Charmeleon in our hand. They're going to Pokeball. We'll see what they end up getting. And they've got the Shaman. They're going to heal up. They can immediately start getting damage, but what's so nice about this deck is that damage isn't enough to take out the Charizard. So we went into Charmeleon, because it's not going to matter if we combustion. We don't have Giovanni. If we had Giovanni, we would just knock this Yanma out. But instead, we're going to go ahead and get set up on our Charizard EX. So they're going to attack us again. They're getting ready for that Yanmega. 130 damage. Really powerful. Pretty consistent. And now I'm debating on if I'm ready to set him up. I will go ahead and get him out. Because we have Leaf, we don't have to worry about things like Sabrina. So we Stoke. We have now got that Steam Artillery online next turn. If they do something else, we can take them from there. So they send Druddigon in. Druddigon is such an annoying Pokemon that we have to deal with. Like, so much of the meta is shaping out what answers Druddigon, but luckily this deck is not concerned about it. So what we're going to do is we are going to Steam Artillery. We'll knock it out. We're going to go down to 140. And now when they send the Yanmega in, we're kind of putting it on, you gotta have it. We have to deal with the Druddigon before they can get everything. What's nice about this situation is if they don't have like X-Speed into the Yanmega right now, then we're going to be fine. So yeah, we've got the Sabrina in our hand. We're just gonna pull that Yanma in and say, hey, all that time you just spent manually setting that guy up is wasted, and they concede. Alright guys, and in this game we're going to be going second against Articuno 18 Trainer. We lead Charmander because we have to. We're literally required. We're playing 14 Trainer Charmander versus their 18 Trainer Articuno. They're going to go ahead and Cape, which is like a little annoying but not the biggest deal in the world. It just forces us to have Giovanni or Red. They're going to Misty Flip, and whew, we get lucky because if they got 2 heads, they immediately won the game. Sometimes them's the breaks when it comes to Pokemon Pocket. We'll research. We have our Charmanders. We're going to go ahead and get the other one set up because we have Leaf in hand. There's a lot of times where you don't mind putting the second one so you can get to that Charmeleon as long as Leaf is there. There's the second Articuno EX, a second Giant Cape. So we know what we're dealing with, but only 2 cards in hand, not very good for them. We're going to pull the other one out. This is putting them back a single turn. By doing this, they have to now, put another energy on this Articuno before they can start wailing us with damage. And because we are looking for that Charizard EX, we need to play as if that is the case. We will attack. We can start pinging some damage, but if we can knock this Articuno out with Charmeleon, it'll be pretty impressive because oftentimes you're in a situation where you would need like 2 more attacks. They're going to Iono, helping us out and giving us that shardy Charizard EX with the Charmeleon. So now we are stoked. We are ready to go. We have this damage on this one already, and here we've got our Steam Artillery set up for the next turn, and they're going to go ahead and concede. Alright guys, we are into another game. This one's going to be against a water deck. We've got the Charmander lead, of course we do, and they're going to lead with Magikarp. Now I'm laughing to myself because I'm like, if I drew Giovanni here, we would just immediately win this game, but there is the mana fee. Feels bad for them. They're going to research though, so it can't feel that bad. We are going to go. I'm going to go ahead and use this Pokeball to pull the Charmander out and then research. The reason I did that is because I want to use the research into a more likely to draw Charmeleon situation, and anytime we're thinning, we are winning. We attack the Magikarp, hope they don't have the Gyarados EX. They've got the Palkia, and we're really just like, hey, if you don't have Gyarados EX, we are going to threaten this Magikarp because we can always start setting up the other Charmander on the bench. They will leap out though, and now the Manaphy is in, and this is going to be annoying. So I'm thinking, again, this is one of those situations where I know Giovanni would win me the game. We don't have it, but that's why I include it in the deck. There are so many little corner weird situations where stuff does not go as easy as you want it to, and then you can really gain some advantage. We are going to use this Charmeleon to pressure. So what ends up happening is the opponent is low health, you go to Charizard EX, and then you can't deal damage anymore for another turn, and that's annoying sometimes. And there's a Giovanni, just 1 turn too late for 2 knockouts, which is frustrating. And that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, do I want to knock Manaphy out? And I say, yeah, you know what, this is correct. We're going to try to go ahead and get this Charmeleon set up on the bench. That way we can have some more pressure, because Gyarados EX is very powerful. I was not thinking about him when I built this deck, but we do have Stoke, they've got Manaphy, and we've got the ability to survive any attack they send our way, unless we don't have Cape against Palkia and they have Red, but sometimes you just have to play like that is the case. We are going to wait half a second. They're really like taking their sweet time. They have messed up. They put an energy on Palkia and they should have put it on Manaphy, and sometimes them's the breaks. Alright guys, and here it is. The reason that we even built this deck in the first place was because I was so sick of fighting Darkrai, Giratina, and losing every time. We're going to go first. We don't have like the most impressive grip. They're immediately Darkraiing us. They're Rocky Helmeting. They're Pokeballing. If the opponent has Rocky Helmet, you do not attack into it. We do have Charmeleon though. We're going to sit there and think for half a second, but we have the Charizard EX and we want to keep that consistency. They've doubled down on this Dark Energy. We're down to 50 health, but when we go into that Charizard EX, we're going to gain a lot. Now we're going to use this Team Rocket right here because it is going to save us a lot of health if we hit it, but we do not. We Stoke, and now this Darkrai is about to come at us with 100 damage plus the Rocky Helmet, which is very powerful, but they have to attack, which means they are not setting up Giratina. We'll Potion so that when Dread comes in, we don't have to worry about it. We were about to Iono anyway. There's nothing specific we want except for this Charmander. We can start getting the other one set up just in case something wonky happens. But here it is. The Giratina comes in. They can put an energy on it. They've got the 170, but we have Red in our hand. And so they're going to Bellow. They'll take us out next turn. We use our Red and they concede. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you're interested in any more content where I'm trying to like work around the meta and build a deck that finagles its way in an interesting way, then be sure to continue to check out the channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below. What kind of Pokemon would you like to see us do some meta improvements with? And yeah, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see the next thing that comes out. Thanks for watching. Smell you later.